So far we've looked at two different methods for non-calculator multiplication. We've looked at the lattice method and we've looked at multiplication in columns. We're going to look at one more. So for those who are not comfortable with those methods, we're going to look at something called the grid method. Now, in the same way that we did with the others, we're going to start with a two-digit number, so we'll take 53 and we'll multiply that by 87. Now, if you look at it straight away, it looks similar to the lattice method, but it is very different in the way that you add the numbers together and the way that you look at the multiplications within the grid or the box that you've drawn for yourself. So you draw a grid like this. So instead of it being a box where the numbers are on the outside, you've got yourself a grid. So we need to split it into two there and two there. So instead of drawing a 5 and a 3, then an 8 and a 7, what we're going to do, because this 5 is 50, we're actually going to write it out as 50. And then 3 there. And 8, we're going to write that out as 80. And then we'll put the 7 down here. We'll put the multiplication sign in the corner. So, first thing we need to do is we need to look at 8 multiplied by 5, which is 40. And then what we do is 80 multiplied by 50, and we just need to add these two zeros on. So you multiply the two basic numbers and then you add your zeros on. It's an easier way of multiplying those numbers. So then we'll look at 8 multiplied by 3, which is 24, and then you add the 1 0 on. Then we'll look at 7 multiplied by 50, which is 35, and then you've got 1 0 to add on the end. And then we have 7 multiplied by 3, which is 21. Now, the difference between this and the lattice method, when you're adding the numbers up, is you take all of these numbers and you line them up in columns to add them up. So you have 4,000. Make sure you write this out neatly so you know what you're doing. So we have 4,000. One way I like to do this is to make it easier to add up is put the largest numbers first, and once you've written the number out, just tick it within the box so you know you've written it out and you know you've used that number. 350. Neatly in columns like this so you know what you're adding up. So because when you get into larger numbers, there'll be a lot more numbers within this grid to add together. 240. 240. Tick that one. 21. Tick that one. So now what we need to do is we need to add all these together. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1, 1. Okay. 0 plus 5 plus 4 is 9. Plus the 2 is 11. Carry over the 1. 0 plus 3 is 3. Plus your 2 is 5. Plus the 1 is 6. Nothing to carry over. Then you just have the 4 on this side. So 53 multiplied by 87 equals 4611. 4,611. And as we've previously done, we're not going to go through. You can use your division that we went through in the previous video to reverse calculate this to work out without a calculator if you've actually got this correct. We're going to do it on the calculator to make it a little bit quicker for the purposes of this video. So 53 multiplied by 87 equals 4611.